Welcome to Keeping It Real with KC. I am your host, KC Phoenix, and this episode is, as you can see, patience is good in moderation, is what the episode is. Whew. Okay, I'll be honest with you guys, I am just a little bit exhausted for two reasons, because this is my 10th episode, because I did 5 episodes on my other channel, and this is my 5th episode that I recorded for this channel. And I'm still waiting on my pot to boil, and I'm screaming at my pot like it can hear me. But I'm waiting on my pot to boil so I can boil my chicken, which, yes, I boil chicken. Some people look at me like I'm crazy when I tell them that. I'm weird like that. I like to boil my chicken, then I bake my chicken or fry it or do whatever I need to do to it. So yeah, but I've been told by many that I'm an excellent cook. So, anyways, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can click the subscribe button on YouTube along with the notification bell. On Dailymotion, you can subscribe there. For the podcast streaming platforms that this is being carried on, don't forget to subscribe. You can go to the podcast website, KIRWKC.com. It will take you directly there if you put that into your address bar. On Twitter, KIRWKC is the Twitter handle, and it is the same for Instagram, KIRWKC for Instagram. Now that I got that out the way, and we're almost 2 minutes in after talking about all the social media stuff and talking about boiling chicken and being exhausted. Patience is good in moderation. And this will be a short episode. The reason I decided to do this episode is because I was watching something. What was that guy's name? Nigel St. James. That's what it was. He's a tarot card reader. Because I like watching tarot card readings because they're just interesting. It's interesting how sometimes some things land right there, and then sometimes they don't, which they always say during the tarot card readings, take what resonates and then, throw away what doesn't. But when he was talking and said, patience is good in moderation. And I had never heard that before. I've heard about moderation, and my pot is finally boiling. Yes. All right. So chickens are going to be going in there in a minute. So he was explaining how people usually wait on things instead of taking the initiative. And I know that everyone's heard patience is a virtue, which it can be. And I believe in what some people call divine timing. I do believe in that. I believe that if a door closes, then, as they say, when one door closes, a window opens, that it happened the way it was supposed to happen. What I don't believe is that taking the patience as a virtue and being patient in perpetuity is the best plan of action. I feel like that is almost a level of giving up. I believe that when you fall down, you don't stop there. Usually, people will say, if something doesn't work out, they'll say, oh, well, it wasn't meant for me. I feel that is a form of rationalization. I feel that is a form of defeatism. It's a defeatist attitude. It's like, oh, well, it wasn't meant for me. Like, wait a second. You got knocked down once. We're just going to stop after getting knocked down once? As I've mentioned before on other shows, with pursuing certain things, people get knocked down a lot and they have to try again and again and again and again. I don't feel that doing extended breaks between the setbacks is a good thing. I know some people would call that patience, like, okay, well, I'm going to take my time and then I'll get back up and I'll work through it. Instead of it, because for those who are watching the show, you'll be seeing this, but for those who are listening to the show, I'm making a noise with my fist going into my hand. So instead of it going like this, I'm being patient, where it should be like that, where you should stay on it and you should have a ferocity to your approach for whatever you're going after in order to be successful and accomplish the goal that you want to accomplish. So patience is good in moderation. Now, when you're doing the fast version of what I just did, like that, there's nothing wrong with having patience there, because you're staying at it, you're staying on it, and you're like, okay, eventually I'm going to make it. That's fine, but moving along slow, I'm going to be patient. Or either just 2 or 3 times and then just stop. Well, it wasn't meant for me. I'll be patient. Something will happen. No. Patience is good in moderation. And I loved that he said that. So that's what I would like people to remember. It's okay to want to get things done. It's okay to want fast results. And I'm not saying be fast at everything, because sometimes when you're going da 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 da, that's when mistakes can happen. But again, patience is good in moderation. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. So if you have any goals or any dreams, stay at it and be patient, but be ferocious in the way that you pursue it. At least that's how I interpreted what he said. And that's the thing about when people say things, everyone interprets it differently. But that's how I interpreted it. And he said something a little bit similar to what I just finished saying. However, someone may hear patience is good in moderation and interpret it totally differently. And that's fine. As a matter of fact, if you interpreted it totally differently, you can put it in the comments section. I would like to see it. And if I can, I'll go ahead and reply. Or you can send a message on Twitter, KIRWKC, and do it that way. I think the message I think I was clear with the message. So yeah, in other words, don't let patience morph into procrastination too, is what I'm saying. So not everything has to be done at a glacial pace. All right. Oh, and also on my notes it says not all excuses are acceptable. All right. Wow. This has been a long Sunday, May 24th. Pretty interesting. Thank you, as I always say, thank you for taking the time to listen. My mouth gets dry so much. I have to always drink water when I finish doing these shows or get a bunch of saliva coming in. But thank you for taking the time to watch this show on YouTube or Daily Motion, or to listen to the show on all the podcasting platforms. Again, you can click subscribe and the notification bell on YouTube, subscribe on Daily Motion, subscribe on the podcasting platforms. To get to the podcasting platforms, KIRWKC.com, KIRWKC for Instagram, KIRWKC for Twitter. Thank you again so much. I appreciate it. Be blessed.